Yo, I might not get through all of this record tonight, alright? I'm a little sleepy, alright? When I say I'm a little sleepy, I didn't actually expect to continue recording tonight, but I thought, I'll just see what I've got on the back burner here, and I'll see where we can go. So, let me just give my devotions 1 second. We've got a new request from the Metal Maestro themselves. The MM. Do you know what MM stands for? It stands for Monkey Madness. Alright? Which is one of the harder quests on RuneScape, alright? If you want to wield the Dragon Scimitar and the Dragon Dagger, DDS, Special Attack, Dragon Dagger, Super Poison, then you need to go through the trials and tribulations of completing the Monkey Madness quest. So, Metal Maestro's put me on. Check out Sinister, Diabolical Summoning. This looks sick. 8 tracks. We love an 8-track record. I've never listened to Sinister. The artwork looks sick. Diabolical Summoning sounds sick. And I'm not going to waste nobody's time. I'm going to click play. And we're going to have Sadistic Heckin' Intent as the first track. I had a little dig. Metal Blade, 1993. Let's go. Never listened to this band. How's that for a bass tone, huh? Death metal. We gotta get behind a death metal band that has a coherent and readable logo. Put some respect on some proper branding right there. Come on now. These two pillars you see on the album cover represent duality, represent the pillars of Boaz and Jachim. The two pillars, or columns per se, that were built at the entrance of the Temple of Solomon in biblical times. Symbolism that's used in Freemasonry in particular. I'm only lying, that isn't these columns we see before us, because there's no, reference to it being any deeper than that, but I thought I'd chat some shit for a second. What we got on the album cover, so my guy is opening his third eye heavy in the middle, unleashing the beast, this skeletal entity from his eyes, screaming in pain, howling in pain. In the front, we've got this mage-like character holding a heart. Very frightening indeed. And then we've got two ghoulish creatures on either side, two decrepit, spirit-like entities. What I also like about the artwork is how the electricity that seems to be radiating from this central skull is wrapping around one of the columns, if not both of the columns, in clear sight. Electricity wrapping around is quite the unique imagery, you know? Heavy. E standard tuning, maybe down half a step. What do you think? That sounds like something. That sounds exactly like a hardcore tune. Do 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 do, but I can't put my finger on which one. Some of the best elements of these old school traditional death metal records are the good but organic production, you know, no ornaments, no strings attached, just a good proposal of the instrumental as should be, you know, always quite a gritty, grey and dry production. But we don't want it to be polished, you know, unless we're verging into the 2000s tech-heavy influence that was put onto death metal and whatnot. So that was a good introduction to this record. I'm looking forward to hearing some golden riffs. There's going to be a few good chug riffs on this record, I've got no doubt, and I'm looking forward to finding them riffs. We've got Magnified Wrath, track number 2, coming up next. See you there. Yes, now, bless now, people. Let's not get too excited. Magnified Wrath, bada bing, is track numero 2 on Diabolical Summoning by Sinister. I like this band's use of words. Sadistic intent, magnified wrath, diabolical summoning, sense of demise, leviathan, desecrated flesh. Tribes of the Moon is nice. I like Tribes of the Moon. Mystical illusions, magic. This one's track number 2 of 8. Let's go. Ancient Knowledge. I like the brand of this band, as far as the lyrical in particular, you know. Me when I was younger, me when I started buying CDs and I started experimenting and just grabbing a few death metal records, death metal adjacent records across the span of my physical empire I was establishing at that time. I was never a fan of blast beats. I was confident in honestly stating it's a bit too noisy for me, okay? Can we have a discussion in regards to if blast beats are an acquired taste? Because as I have grown older, I don't mind a good blast now, given that it's tight and the timbre of the drums are nice, you know. How that snare sounds is very important. So it becomes beyond the performance. If I'm hearing this machine gun its way into my brain, I need it to at least sound pleasing in the reverberation of that drum. Or drums, that cymbal, you know? But yeah, when I was younger and I was getting into metal, no, I wanted a skank beat, I wanted this beat, I wanted that beat. Blasts, whoa, you're a bit too extra. It's a bit too extra. This isn't musical enough, right? Same place as last time. They've banged a little solo in, like right at the last 10th of the song. Very interesting place to put your guitar solo. I like it, it's unique. We've got some borderline slam riffs as well. Which I think, that Suffocation record, when was that out? 91 or 93 or even 92? I'm thinking it was like 93, that Suffocation record. I'm probably wrong, That was Magnified Wrath. Half decent, not too bad. Consistent, do like the blasts, do like the tremolo picking. This is death metal, is it not? Diabolical Summoning coming up next, track number 3. Yes, now bless now people, let's not forget the rest now. Diabolical Summoning is track number 3 of 8 on the album Diabolical Summoning by the band Sinister. This entire listen through goes out to my very good friend, the Metal Maestro themselves. Makes a change from the norm, as we've been listening to a lot of Edge of Sanity via the Maestro themselves, but now we're moving onwards to another act I was never, ever, ever aware of or familiar with. That band is Sinister. Let's jump in. This one's an intense one, eh? Oh! Are we going to have a guitar solo in like the last 30 seconds of the song? If you're joining me just now, I say that because we've had a theme which has been unlike any other theme we've ever had, and that's the first 2 tracks have had a guitar solo just like in the very, very last moment of the song, which is very unique. I love this. This is one of my favourite elements of death metal. The heavy metal tinging on the bell of the cymbal. With the heavy metal sway. Do you know? Deicide 101. Awesome. Awesome. Might be my favourite of the first 3 songs. Might be my favourite one. Yeah. Nice one, nice one. We've got Sense of Demise, track 4, coming up next. Yes, now bless now my people. Diabolical Summoning is the album I am listening to, or we are listening to, together, collectively, by the band Sinister. Track 4 of 8 is entitled Sense of Demise, and this album is, to re-clarify, Diabolical Summoning, not Diabetic Summoning. Okay? Shall we jump in? I think we should. My man did it best in The Bleeding. They think they know who I am. All I know is I need to kill. Listen to that bass guitar twang. Yo, this is a mad one. In the related videos, we've got Thy Art is Murder, Whore to a Chainsaw. You know what? Traditional death metal heads won't get along with that because that's pure deathcore, but that album that is on, Infinite Death, that's a really good metal album. I'm not going to lie. Thy Art is Murder is underrated as far as deathcore is concerned. Really quality stuff. Really quality stuff. Here we go again. Look at the time. We introduced the guitar solo at 3 minutes 39 maybe of a 4-minute 14 track. This is something very special and unique about this band. We never get this. I knew this from the first 2 songs, that this is something so special and unique that it's happened twice over as opposed to just the one time, which is just a random occurrence. Wait a minute, they've actively chose to put the guitar solo at this particular point twice. There's potential this might happen again. And here we are. Normally we'll have a guitar solo, like if you're writing songs like a songwriter, you'll have the guitar solo on the bridge section, 2/3 in, but never as late as what these dudes are doing. Some great blasts to polish us off there. Yeah, not too bad. It wasn't the strongest track on the record. Arguably, that was quite forgettable. It was a bit thrash adjacent, which isn't the worst thing in the world for a person like me, but I didn't feel it had any redeeming qualities that a lot of the other prior ones had. There was no special riffs in that one. We got Leviathan track 5 coming up next. Yes, now bless now, people. Let's not forget the rest now. We're listening to Sinister for the very first time. We're listening to the Diabolical Summoning record. Leviathan is the title of track number 5. This title listen through goes out to the Metal Maestro. And tell me right now, is this or is this not the Metal Maestro who has recommended this? Sinister. I've never come across Sinister. I'm looking at the logo. I'm thinking generally, this looks like a death image, but the logo is somewhat alike a thrash metal adjacent branding. Are we going to get a bit of death thrash? Are we going to get a little bit of grim, blackened thrash of some sorts? But no, we've got death hecking metal, right? So you tell me, is the Metal Maestro or not? Because to me, that's the Metal Maestro right about now. I got friends who are into death metal, and none of them have put me on to Sinister. Leviathan, the longest track on the record, track 5, let's go. To be fair with you, I'm posing a question out there to the Metal Maestro right about now. I had a friend. Well, I say I had a friend. I cast judgment. It's not wrong for me to say I had a friend. I have a friend, but I just don't go. I don't socialise and communicate like I used to when I was out and about and going to events tenfold. He had a long sleeve. It was a hard long sleeve. What was the band? Massacre. Because I seen that one of these bands' records got put out on like Massacre Records or something like that. And it made me think of this long sleeve. It was a hard long sleeve and it was the band Massacre. Might have had arm prints. Hard. Never listened to Massacre. So if you, the Metal Maestro, are aware of that band, please let me know. Because this person's legit as far as being knowledgeable about metal music and brought me into something that he coined, but a term that I use frequently now, and that is caverncore, yeah? Metal where it's just cavernous and open and reverb central and it goes on forever. Not black metal, but death metal. I like spectral voice and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I would argue Time Ghoul, but who knows? Let's go. Leviathan. We're talking serious metal tonight. 10 out of 10 legitimate metal tonight. No nonsense. Little fade in for the progressive number of the record. The Leviathan. Let's go. Bada bada bama. Bam bam bada bam bam. We've been listening to a lot of proper metal on this channel as of recent. So, over on the Patreon, I'm happy to take requests, and I've got a broad palette. I like good songwriting, so I don't mind an indie act. I don't mind a classic, like a Smiths, or a Cure, or a Zeppelin, or a Who. I like a bit of rock and roll. I like a bit of punk. We've listened to Gang of Four for the first time. We listened to a whole wealth of punk-adjacent music. We listened to a whole world of 90s music, from grunge to hard rock to stadium rocking madness to a little bit of ska on the side, a little bit of third wave. But as of recent, we've listened to some real metal music as well. Prior to this, we checked out, for me the first time, Dissection and their second LP. It can't be denied, King of the Pit TV is in good form as far as the pit is concerned. I'm pleased. One tune I don't like, which is like the wonder wall of Meshuggah, is Bleed. Is it heavy? Yeah. Is it good? Yeah. Is it technically viable in a rhythmic sense? Yeah. But I'm not a fan of that. I'm bored of Bleed, man. In the related, we got an act called Satyricon, which I listened to back in the day, and I always thought they sounded rubbish. I was never a fan of Satyricon. Come on. Earliest guitar solo on the record. Little legato for you. Come on. Let's go. Not a bad little number. Longest track on the record. Technical in its own manner, as far as the intensity of them blasts and the longevity needed in the drumming performance. I know I couldn't do it. Couple of grooves, couple of riffs. Couple of legato solos. Little twiddles, all you Guitar Hero fans out there, couple of hammer-ons and pull-offs. Don't get excited. When I had Guitar Hero back in the day, yeah? Guitar Hero 3, I think I had. Is that World Tour? Where you could play as like Slash and stuff. I didn't know you could do hammer-ons and pull-offs. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Madness. Diabolical Summoning. The entire record by Sinister needs to be on Guitar Hero. That's all I'm saying. We've got Desecrated Flesh coming up next. Let's keep moving. Yes, now, bless now, people. Moving onwards on our listen through of Diabolical Summoning. Alright, not to be mistaken with metaphysical summoning or metaphorical summoning or empirical summoning. This is Sinister with track 6 of 8, Desecrated Flesh. One of the more death metal titles you can have. Let's go. Come on now. Dig it. One thing I found with this band, during the tremolo picking and whatnot, and during the noodle riffs, they're not afraid to delve into the major tonality from time to time. I'm going to tell you, even though the riffage is good, I think the foundation of this band, the essence of this band, the energy of this band, the elevation of this band is in the drummer, the production of the drums, and the drummer's performance. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think this record is in the drums. No messing about. Some unique stabs there, eh? Let's go back. Tight, tight. Isn't it amazing how at some point, very recently, we started to perform and engage in musical endeavours with this vocal style, rid of melody, rid of singing, rid of coherency. Just this vocal approach is so... it's entertaining. It's when you think about how mad it actually is, how we are just human beings and we're huffing and gruffing and spluttering upon the microphone, creating this vocal tonality. What the hell came of us to do this? I'm having a random awakening right about now, because I was listening to the act and I was hearing the little break there, diddle 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 diddle, and I'm hearing the drums, and the drum wasn't too distant from what you may hear in a jazz style of performance. And I'm thinking, all right, but the riff is distorted and the riff is like arguably a little chromatic and so forth. It's pretty death metal. And then the vocal came in. And I'm thinking, all right, well, of course, the vocal is separate to what you generally get. And then I started listening to the vocal, and I'm like, we as human beings, like this listen through has actually given me a train of thought into the human experience above and beyond the music. We just started to do this primitive, if not canine-esque huffing and gruffing on a microphone. And we established a grand big market through it. It goes to show, if I've got any artists listening, any musicians, you can create your own market and you never know what will come of it. You will never know what came of it, because you look at the roots of death metal and there's some coherency there, as where transferring from one space to another. You can take this, if not the next thing, and push it in your own direction. You just have to be unique and have something marketable. But if you find something different in this world where supposedly we got billions of people, whether that's true or not, you tell me. But if we've got billions of people, you're going to have to be pretty unique in relation to what you put out there. But you can create the new death metal. Is that not insane? The vocal. I'm having a revitalization of what it is to be interested into extreme music. Like, I'm actually just paying attention to, respectfully, how ridiculous it is. We've got Tribes of the Moon, which is such a quality title. I like the title of Tribes of the Moon. That's awesome. I'll see you on the next one. See you there. Yes, now bless now, people. King of the Pit TV. I didn't think I'd be getting to the end of this record, but here I am, stuttering and buttering and making my way through. Diabolical Summoning is the record. Sinister is the album. Is it the album? No, it's not. It's the band. I've been sipping on a Casa di Naja Pinot Grigio, okay? Ripped off by the local shops, but given there was nowhere else open, I had to deal and appeal to my fullest capabilities. Alright, wanted a little scran as well, wanted a little something to munch on, but I'm thinking I'm getting ripped off here by the booze. What am I going to do? Give them more of my money? Nah. It's King of the Pit TV. We don't meander to those who are taking the pee, alright? Tribes of the Moon is one of the coolest titles I've come across in a while. I like Sinister's use of song titling at the very least, album titling, band titling at the very least. Lyrically, there's a lot of huffing and gruffing, as we've discussed in the last video. So I can't really identify and decipher the lyrical content, nor do I want to, because it's not my way of listening to music. People say, oh, get the lyrical sheet up whilst you're listening to the music. No, it's not going to happen. I wouldn't listen to music like that normally. So if I can't make out the lyrical content or the magnificence of the lyrical structure and content and blah, 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 organically, that's me finding a means to cast judgment on the band. They should make it easier for me. Why should I have to jump through hoops to enjoy something I have spent my hard-earned money or invested my time within? Do you see where I'm coming from? And I say that to you as a consumer as well. If we really enjoy what we hear, if we really enjoy what has been given to us, if we really associate and empathise with that which is, then we'll go out of our way to enjoy and go further and foremost. But if we're given something that we invest our hard time and effort into investing into, time we're never going to get back in this material realm on planet Earth, why should we go out of our way to try and make it make sense? No. The company has to make it make sense to us. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm giving you entrepreneurial game alongside just music engagement, alright? So this is Tribes of the Moon, one of my favourite titles I've come across in a while because it's very unique and it's esoteric. And have we ever actually been to the moon? That's the question I'm posing to you on this listen through. Let's go. Is the moon a satellite that emphasises the message that comes from Saturn? That's what David Icke says. Saturn is a satellite. Fast. Sounds like buzzing bees. Albeit it's just playing the riffs of the guitar. The bass presence in the mix is really good. Really good. Sometimes you don't know what the bass is presenting until you rid it of the mix and then you listen to it. You know, you compare and contrast. Click it in, click it out, click it in, click it out. But here, at the very least, we hear its presence in that upper echelon of its registration, you know? Of its frequency. Let's go. Da, 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 da. Album cover is interesting. So what you can see is the skull forming the head, right? Beneath this character that's been consumed, that the third eye is emitting this skull. Just below from there, we've got the teeth of the skull showing the vast territory that the head of this entity has. The arms form the arms of this entity, whereas the staircase forms the legs of this entity. And if you were to be perceiving this in a Masonic fashion, you would say these two pillars here, left and right, not only represent duality, but represent the terrestrial and the extraterrestrial. And for those whom are admitted and through trial committed to the fraternity, they might have a separate correlation and application of what these two pillars would represent, given it was in a actual secret societal sense. I'm not a member of any of these factions, so you know, but I do know that what they give the outside world is not as it seems. What the information is on the internal can't be discussed, right? I know many other different applications of the twin pillars, but this isn't a symbolism channel. Guitar solo. No? I would actually argue that the album artwork is far more modern, or at least bright and technological, in the sense that they've utilised a depiction of electricity. It might not be electricity, it might be what your heart perceives it to be, but it seems to be, in a general sense, a portrayal of some sort of electric element. In relation to the sound we're hearing, the actual artwork could be a little more deeper and darker and solemn, you know? Not as vibrant. Because we've got some real serious, organic, rootsy, traditional death metal we're listening to right about now. Let's finish this record off with Mystical Illusions. Hard title. Wizardry coming up next. See you there. Yes, now, bless now, people. Let's finish this record off. Enjoying myself tonight. Having a sip. Slurring and burring. Like Bill Burr. Mystical Illusions is the last track on Diabolical Summoning by Sinister. This stylist through has gone out to my friend the Metal Maestro themselves. They know who they are. They've been engaging and enraging you with the finest of metal produce. This being the latter of the recommendations, as to which has been a privilege to listen to, because I've never listened to Sinister up until this moment, up until this night. Mystical Illusions is a great title track. It's not a title track, but it's a great title of a track, because we are living in an illusion of our own, manipulated by that which is, whether it be our nutrition, our health care, the materials as to which we wear and sit on, the microwaves that push themselves into our food, the frequencies that emit from the outside to the inside into our psyche, our spirit, our brain, the nullification of our spirit, our psychology, and that which prevents us from elevating to the upper echelons of understanding. This is Mystical Illusions. Let's finish this one off. Let's go. Death metal. Do you know the microwave dish? If you've got a microwave and there's a dish inside of that microwave that you put whatever you put on that needs to be cooked, have a look at the slots in that dish. It formulates a hazard sign, a toxic sign. They don't need to do that. They could have been able to attach the plate, the dish, the removable and applicable dish with a different set of slots, but instead they've done the biohazard sign on there. It's hidden in plain sight. Let me give you some quick game for the end of this. Shout out to the Metal Maestro here. Those whom are in power to the highest degree believe in nature, believe in the natural law, believe in that we are but animals, cattle per se. And that's not to detract from our value and their value. We are all alike and all are one, nonetheless. But we have been placed into a system that casts judgment on us when we at least make it known that we believe in the natural way of things as opposed to that which we are supposed to think. Interlinks with NPC theory and so on and so forth. Now, with that being said, those whom manipulate us to be as we are, tell us what it is. Because karmically, as to which they believe, They have to tell us, because if they tell us one way or another, i.e., as I said, the microwave with the biohazard symbol upon the dish that resides within there, which poisons the food as we spin it around via the microwaves. If they tell us and we acknowledge it and we continue to exist with it and we don't push back or we don't stop it, we ourselves are a participant of that process. So if those in power say to us, you will own nothing and be happy, and we hear it, but we don't act proactively against that, then there's no karmic retribution to those whom have imposed that upon us, because they, in end times, given there is an afterlife, can say to the Almighty, we placed it before the entire world. Everybody is implicit. There's a neutralization. I'm giving you a deeper level of understanding to the spiritual mechanics that expand beyond the bacon sandwich that we all enjoy. And if you are a vegan, vegetarian per se, perhaps even the what's a vegan sandwich? A hummus sandwich. I like a bit of hummus. A hummus and tofu sarnie. Not too bad. This is Mystical Illusions. If you're joining me just now, I don't care about your feelings. I don't care how long you've been waiting. You should have started from the top. This is Diabolical Summoning. Let's go. This listen through goes out to yin and yang. Duality karma. Eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Shred. Let's go. In the related videos, it says free industrial music subgenres fans love to hate. There's no subgenre of industrial. Industrial is industrial and it goes no further than that, let's be real. Don't gas me. Diddle. So that System of a Down tenfold. Is it sugar? Or obscenity of blah 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 blah. How are they going to finish this record off? We've got 16 seconds till the end. How are they going to finish it off? Nice and simple. Keep it to what we've done. Organic, uniform, brilliant death metal. I've got one more video. I'm going to rate this project as a whole, and I'll give it a rating out of 10. See you there. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't get excited. Should I be going to sleep? I'm karate chopping the tingling beside me in a tipsy and tiresome mind state. We just listened to Sinister with their album Diabolical Summoning. It was recommended on the Patreon by the Metal Maestro Double M Monkey Madness. What else would MM stand for? Maniacal Maniac. Hard. 8 tracks on the record. We already know. If it's got 8 numbers on the record, it's going to be a classic. There is no way we have an 8-track record that isn't good. Anything that has 8 tunes is always good as an LP. I don't know how long we're spanning across this record, but let's cast judgment briefly in relation to the song lengths across the board. I would argue we're looking at 4 minutes 20 average. 4 minutes 10. 4 minutes 10 to 4 minutes 5 average per song. It doesn't outstay its welcome, and so it shouldn't. This is death metal, and this is traditional death metal, not to the boring dad rock roots of the 80s, but to the serious extremity of the 90s. Perfect! The branding is good. I like the artwork. I think the artwork, as far as colours can be concerned, could be a little dimmer, a little more grotesque, a little more grim. As we've got high-tech, electric, bold, bright, above and beyond colour scheme that doesn't necessarily correlate with the dry greyness of the death metal that we have, which is the colour death metal should be, in my personal opinion. I want it to be grey and dry and instrumentally organic, disregarding the atmosphere. I want the production quite literally to rely on the organic tones and timbres of that which is. I don't want no studio magic going above and beyond to create this technological advancement. I want the catacombs. I want the graveyard. I don't want this higher echelon of... I want the material realm. Okay? We'll leave the rest for the other genres and the other advancements. Leave that to the deathcore bunch in 2020 odd. You know what I mean? None of these tracks stood out. Bold statement. Because what I mean is none of these tracks were weak. Fast. Erring on the times that were to come, as opposed to the times that had passed. Fast and extremity was the baseline behaviour of the record. I would like to say, they had a little bit more of a punk rock essence, a little bit more of a skank beat, a little bit more of a thrash metal, but they didn't. nor did they really have as much of a heavy metal influence. What they had was an extremity with the blasts, consistency, double kick to a very high tempo that erred more so into the times that were to come as opposed to the times that were behind. Was it before its time? No. I think it was the perfect time, the right time. I thought this was a good record. I didn't think there was anything in particular that had it stand out in comparison to its traditional death contemporaries. But this was not a hard to listen album. This was a good flipping record. If you like blasts, you're in for a treat. If you like intensity, you're in for a treat. If you're into the lesser known, the lesser promoted, if you're into credibility as a metalhead, you're not going to lose any points listening to this record. And you may say that's irrelevant to the music. No, it's conducive to the consumer appeal. Metalheads love to listen to that which have them stand out, and that which have them stand out, if it was to be via this record, would to be establishing a foundation on, or furthering a foundation upon that which is realistic. This is death metal. I'm not going to give it any other tags. I'll rate this record a 7 out of 10. Why not more? Because I need a more unique value. We've got some serious death metal in the early 90s. So I'm going to give it 7 because I can't give it less, and that's to the benefit of Sinister. Diabolical Summoning. I'm signing out on that one. Peace.